2024, the motorsport world didn't just lose a talented rider, but also a revolutionary who forever changed the way we look at racing. Luca Salvadori was more than numbers and statistics. He was the voice that told you why that corner was so difficult, the personality that made you feel what it was like to ride at 300 kilometers per hour, the friend who made motorsport accessible to everyone. From Milan to MotoGP paddocks, from YouTube studios to Italian circuits, Luca built bridges where others saw walls. This is the story of a man who proved that passion and talent know no boundaries, and whose legacy is much greater than the numbers in his results sheet. Luca Salvadori was born in Milan, a city known for fashion and finance, but not exactly as the epicenter of Italian motorsport. That was Rimini, Bologna, or Rome, not the northern metropolis where business seemed more important than gasoline and rubber. But for young Luca, it didn't matter where he lived. His passion for motorcycles emerged early and grew quickly. While his peers dreamed of football careers at AC Milan or Inter, Luca dreamed of circuits and checkered flags. At 17 years old, he made his professional debut, a moment that would become defining for everything that followed. In a sport where many riders spend their entire youth on karting or mini bike tracks, Luca's later start was actually an advantage. He came to the sport with a fresh perspective and mature outlook. The breakthrough came in 2014 with his victory in the National 600 Supersport Championship. This wasn't just any title, it was his announcement to the Italian motorsport world that Milan had produced a new hero. But even then, Luca already showed signs of something special. Where other champions focused on the next race, Luca was already thinking about how to share his passion. Social media was still in its infancy in the motorsport world, but Luca could already see the possibilities. His Milanese background gave him something many other riders lacked: an instinctive understanding of branding, marketing, and the importance of storytelling. Skills that would later prove crucial for his success, both on and off the track. As Luca's racing career grew, something revolutionary was happening in the digital world. YouTube became the platform where young creators could share their passions with a global audience. For most motorcycle riders, this was uncharted territory, but for Luca, it felt natural. His first videos were simple: behind-the-scenes footage from race days, explanations about setup changes, personal stories about victories and defeats. But there was something authentic about Luca's approach that resonated with viewers. He didn't speak like a traditional sports commentator or marketing machine. He spoke like a friend who happened to be incredibly good at riding motorcycles. His Milanese charm, combined with deep technical knowledge and genuine enthusiasm, made every video a small masterpiece. The subscriber numbers grew steadily: 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, numbers that made other riders take notice. Sponsors started paying attention, not just for Luca's race results, but for his reach and influence. Ducati was one of the first major brands to see Luca's potential. They offered him not just a racing seat, but also the role of ambassador and test rider. It was a perfect match, an authentic rider who could promote their bikes in a way that felt genuine, not forced. Luca's content evolved alongside his racing career. Paddock tours, interviews with other riders, technical explanations about bike setup. He became the insider's guide to the motorsport world. Fans who had never seen a live race felt connected to the sport thanks to Luca's stories. 2023 brought a new challenge. Moto E with Pramac Racing. The electric class of MotoGP was controversial. Traditionalists saw it as betrayal of the sport, modernists as the future. For Luca, it was simply a new opportunity to race and create content. His YouTube channel became the perfect documentary of Moto E's second season. Luca took viewers along to the first official test in Jerez, explained how electric bikes rode differently than traditional engines, and honestly shared his own learning curve. The season became a roller coaster. High points alternated with frustrations, successes with disappointments. But through it all, Luca kept documenting, sharing, and taking his audience along for the journey. He finished 17th in the championship, not the result he had hoped for, but a season that further solidified his status as an influencer. His Moto E content garnered millions of views and introduced countless fans to the electric side of motorsport. More importantly, Luca showed that a rider could fulfill multiple roles. He wasn't just a competitor on the track, but also educator, entertainer, and ambassador for the sport, a model that other riders would begin to follow. Luca's relationship with Ducati went far beyond a traditional sponsorship deal. He became a true ambassador for the brand, someone who embodied their values and passion both online and offline. His test work was crucial for Ducati's development. Luca's feedback, combined with his ability to explain technical concepts to a broad audience, made him invaluable. He could not only ride, he could explain why certain changes worked and how they made the bike better. On his YouTube channel, Luca shared unique insights into Ducati's development process. Videos about aerodynamics, electronic systems, and setup philosophies that were normally top secret. Ducati gave him this freedom because they trusted his professionalism and his respect for the sport. The collaboration resulted in some of his most popular content: factory tours, exclusive interviews with engineers, first looks at new models. Luca's channel became must-watch for every Ducati enthusiast. But it wasn't just business. Luca's passion for the brand was genuine, and that came through in every video. When he talked about Ducati's racing heritage or the latest technical innovations, you could hear the excitement in his voice. This authenticity was exactly what social media marketing needed. In a world full of fake influencers and sponsored content, Luca offered something real. His followers trusted his opinion because they knew it was sincere. 2024 became the year when Luca returned to his roots. National championships in Italy. The National Trophy 1000 might not have been as prestigious as MotoGP or World SBK, but for Luca, it was a chance to do what he did best: race and win. His approach was professional but relaxed. Between races, he made vlogs about the different circuits, interviews with fellow riders, and technical analyses of his bike setup. His YouTube channel became an intimate documentary of what would prove to be his final season. The results spoke for themselves. Race after race, Luca fought at the front, his experience from Moto E and years of racing coming together in consistent top results. His main rival was the Pistard team, but the competition remained respectful and sportsmanlike. Luca was leading the championship when September arrived. His followers hung on his every word as he gave updates about his title chances, his preparation for the final races, and his plans for the future. Nobody could predict what would happen on September 14th, 2024, in Freiburg, Germany, during an international road racing championship round. The accident that would end Luca's life came out of nowhere, shocked the motorsport world, and left a void that will never be filled. After Luca's tragic death, something incredibly beautiful happened in the Italian motorsport community. The Pistard team, his biggest rivals in the National Trophy 1000, made a decision that touched the entire sport. They withdrew from the final 2 races of the season. This wasn't a forfeit from weakness or grief. This was a conscious choice to ensure that Luca would posthumously win the title he deserved. A gesture of respect and love that moved even cynical motorsport journalists to tears. On September 29th, 2024, Luca Salvadori was officially declared the 2024 National Trophy 1000 champion during a ceremony at Imola. The championship also permanently retired his number 23, a tribute to a rider who was so much more than just results on paper. Francesco Bagnaia, the MotoGP world champion, led the tributes. But it wasn't just the big names who honored Luca. Thousands of fans, fellow content creators, and people who had never met him personally shared their memories online. His YouTube channel, with 580,000 subscribers, became a kind of virtual monument. Videos he had uploaded months earlier took on new meaning. Comments from fans thanking him for everything he had shared, for the passion he had conveyed, for the dream he had kept alive. The motorsport world realized it had not only lost a talented rider, but also a pioneer who had forever changed the way we look at the sport. Luca Salvadori's true legacy doesn't lie in his race results, but in the revolution he caused in how motorsport is shared and experienced. For Luca, social media wasn't a side project. It was an integral part of his passion for racing. He showed that authenticity, technical knowledge, and entertainment could go hand in hand. His videos were educational without being boring, professional without seeming forced. His impact is visible in how young riders now approach media. Where once a rider only spoke during press conferences, many now share their daily experiences, training, and thoughts directly with fans. Luca made that acceptable, even desirable. Ducati's reaction to his death showed how valuable his work was. They weren't just losing a test rider, but also a spokesperson for their brand. Someone who could tell their story in a way that felt genuine. His YouTube channel remains a testament to his passion. Videos about technical racing aspects, personal stories about victories and defeats, behind-the-scenes footage that showed the human side of motorsport. Everything that made Luca special is still online. For future generations of riders, Luca's work is a masterclass in how to share your sport without losing its integrity. On September 14th, 2024, the motorsport world lost Luca Salvadori, rider, content creator, visionary, and friend to hundreds of thousands of fans who had never met him personally but were deeply touched by his stories. He was 32 years old, at the height of his career and influence. His final videos showed a man who lived with passion, had plans for the future, and enjoyed every day he could do what he loved. Luca's story ends tragically, but his impact lives on. In every young rider who now documents their races, in every fan who better understands the sport thanks to his videos, in every Ducati that goes around the world circuits. He proved you could be both a serious competitor and an accessible storyteller. That passion and professionalism reinforced each other instead of conflicting. That authenticity in a world full of marketing was worth its weight in gold. The Pistard team gave him his final title. The motorsport public gave him something much more valuable, a legacy that will inspire generations. Luca Salvadori, Rider, creator, pioneer. A man who showed that dreams know no boundaries and whose story is much bigger than the numbers in his results sheet. Rest in peace, number 23. Your story lives on in everyone you inspired to dream, to race, and to share.